doozy. That's funny. Oh my god. Oh god. Hey yo.
Was your home or business insurance?
Guys, if you didn't already know, Manscaped now sells beard products. You heard that correctly. Now they're going a step further with their brand new neck line. They are in stuff. Click on the link, Michael Chandler. Slide of anybody on that, which seems quite obvious. It's going to be Michael Chandler. I've never seen any flinching on that. I've never seen the promotion start to hint, just by example, get behind any idea, even ever so slight of anybody aside from Chandler. But Connor has a very massive voice. And Connor has called out people other than Chandler. Now, if you follow Conor McGregor, that isn't new. That is par for the course. That is what he does. And that's not going to stop. But if you're at all new, or you didn't follow close enough, or you have a really short-term memory, draw very real things that a fan deals with, right? Fans got all sorts of other things to do. You could get lost in this. So Dana came out. It was post-fight press conference at a Dana White Contender Series. This question was asked. He cleared up. And he kind of said what I just said, kind of. You know, hey, Conor goes in lots of different directions, but when he returns to the UFC, it'll be Michael Chandler and nobody else. All right. Now, I only bring that to you because it's a tough spot of when could that be? I mean, do we have like a time frame? And it doesn't have to be like the cable guy. Like, it doesn't have to be between 10 and noon. We could be months. It could be the fall, the spring, which like encompass, 4 months. Next summer must take place before he's 45. Like, anything at all. And I say that because my greater concern is Michael Chandler. What do you do if you're in Chandler's position? You have earned this. Not just because of your record or what you've done. I mean, there was a process. In this case, it was the Ultimate Fighter, right? But think about that. Think about that and don't lose sight. Like, if a guy goes through the Ultimate Fighter and he wins the Ultimate Fighter, he gets a very beautiful trophy. The history books will reflect it. He gets a contract. He found his way in, right? He broke through. That's what he did. And the same thing goes for the coaches. If they went and did the Ultimate Fighter, there's an agreement. You get through it. And so when I say that Michael Chandler earned this, I want you to know where I'm coming from, and he did. And he's exercised incredible patience. And if you see Chandler, or he pops up, he's at an event and they pan the camera to him, which I think they did a couple weeks ago, or you follow his social media, active pictures, he looks great. You don't just look the way Chandler looks. He's working very, very hard. And to work that hard takes such an incredible discipline when there's no finish line in sight. So Chandler has done this for a meaningful amount of time. Staying ready so he doesn't have to get ready. And I get that these are things that you say, but it takes a lot. And he deserves. He has earned. Those are words that I will generally use. Right? Life isn't fair. I understand those types of things. This is a situation where Michael Chandler has earned something. He agreed. He did his part. And now he needs to fall through from the other side. And I just say that because I could only imagine, right? I talk to Chandler, but I don't ask him that. I don't ask him that because I feel like it would be rude. I mean, this is a very personal thing. He has a family. He's off to work. He's counting and relying on something. And other people are counting and relying on him. And you're only as good as the information that you have. So imagine that. He's at the dinner table. Just imagine. He's at the dinner table and his wife asks a question. And he answers the question for everybody to hear. And then a month later, she says, hey, by the way, you told me this, but this didn't happen. I said,
Yo, my player is
yes,
so
I told you that, but then, because I was told, I thought this was accurate. Just imagine that, right? Something along these lines. And it gets to be a tough spot. You have coaches and you have trainers. And they are participants. Okay, great. When about do we think the match will be? I imagine if Chandler was asked that question the first time he was asked, he'd have probably told them summer. When that fight got announced, it kind of looked like it was going to be summer, International Fight Week specifically. And now it's a question of, can he even say winter? Can he? Right? Is he sitting on information that we don't have? It just gets to be this tough spot that is not fair. I don't like to use words like that. I know things aren't fair, but I'm suggesting for you, what do you do? And how long can you do it for? And can we have a ballpark? At some point, I would have to imagine it turns to an ultimatum. Right? It's the weakest part of a negotiation. I mean, it's the part where you've ran out of ideas. Like when two sides take to fighting, it's because they've ran out of ideas. It's not an honorable thing to do.
Bro.
But the ultimatum isn't either. It's overly effective. I've seen it in relationships. It's the opposite of romantic. However, it is effective. Marry me or never see me again, right? It's like, that's not a fair romantic story. But it is effective. Dude says yes more times than not, at least in old Chael's experience. So I'm saying for you, at some point that has to come up. Because at some point, Chandler, who's working very hard, he's doing his job, is going to need to compete. He's going to want to compete. He's going to want to get on with it. So I think it was really helpful that Dana came out, made it clear. We don't know when he's coming back. We don't know what the rules in this USADA and the whole back and forth. We do know when he comes back, it's going to be Michael Chandler. I think that that's really helpful. But while that is news for us, while that come in here and drive that home is news for us, that's not news for them. Like, that's not new to Connor and Chandler. There's no part about Connor's return that is being delayed because of who the opponent is. He's known who the opponent is. There's something else. Maybe we've identified it. Maybe it's USADA and he's got something in his system. Maybe. But maybe we haven't.
Come on, my boy.
There could be more at play. And what time frame? Is there any time frame? Is there a date that if it doesn't happen by here?
Your boy wanted to go.
And then how would you finish that statement? If it doesn't happen by here, we're going to get Michael Chandler a new opponent. Well, the very next day, the Connor comes back and says, I'll fight somebody else. And Chandler's tied up. He's doing another opponent. Can you do that? Like, what would the ultimatum even look like? How would it sound?
Bro, I just isolated.
It's a very tough situation. And in this sport, we greatly rely on the other guy's word, no matter how much he's our rival. I don't like to use the word hate. I'm going to use it because it's one that you guys understand. Even if you hate the guy and he hates you, you still are counting on his word. He's going to do what he said he's going to do. That's how we're going to get this hate and this frustration out. We're going to solve it this way. It's an interesting spot. What is Chandler supposed to do? Chandler's done everything that he said that he would do. And it isn't as though Connor went back on something. Connor never really said it. He said, I'll fight Chandler. He even said, I'll fight Chandler next. He hasn't agreed to fight anybody else, and he hasn't fought anybody else next. We didn't quite have this as tight as we thought. And even on a simple human level, which is the opposite of fighting, they're rough and tough and screw you back. On a certain human level,
give me your
I
forever.
do wish that Connor would see it from the other side, which is, hey, I need to know to a degree if this is going to happen and if so when. And frankly, even though that would be Chandler's standpoint, frankly, as a viewer and a fan, I'd like that information too.
Next week.
Usman Wonder Boy, what do you think? And I'll tell you guys right now, like, I'll love that fight when that fight rolls around.
Bro.
You have the champion and you have the number one contender. You have the multiple time defending victorious champion and the multiple time title challenger. Right? I mean, it's one step removed from one of these massive fights in the form that it's former champion, former number one contender. Point that I'm trying to get at. The fight makes plenty of sense. That fight's a pain in the ass. There's some guys that you fight when you get asked to fight them, which means there's guys that you fight if you have to fight them. There's guys that you don't ever ask to fight. Wonder Boy goes into that category. That skill set is a pain in the ass. And there's not really a way to prepare for it. Even if you're going to go into a training camp, not to mention you can't get anything done in training camp. Like, that's just in theory.
Dog,
all that you will do in training camp is get in shape and get your weight down and start to get your mind right. Like, whatever you're going to use in that fight, you learned 10 years ago. And more likely, you learned that...
Jesus Christ. John Zerk.
Was your Homer business in...
But seriously, man, you weren't mad he took away 2 million hits from you? That's life-changing.
We're gonna get 2 million views on this.
and we're gonna get 2 million views on the Whack and Destiny episode.
Why do you look so confident? You've went through a media hellstorm, and you look more confident than last time.
Oh, I feel great. Yeah.
What drugs?
I got a little bit of Celsius Arctic Blast or something right here. That was
I
in
could tell
the
because you were
fridge.
tweeting
let's
so
rock
much.
it, bro.
Yeah.
You want more people to
Shit,
talk.
let's
It's
rock
making
it,
you
bro.
rich.
You get it.
How much?
You get it. We're doing great. Yeah.
No. Forget the
complaints.
porn. Just the controversy. How much have you made off that?
A good amount.
How's the porn? Was there a paywall?
Yeah.
How much was it to buy?
You had to pay $5 to get into her OnlyFans, and then $20 in the DMs to purchase the film.
And I have a feeling you lied. You were like, when she went to do it, I felt a little uneasy and jealous. You look like you were acting there. I don't think you cared.
No, I mean, I had to do a little
Were
bit
you
of soul
5%
searching to make it through the
How
fire.
jealous?
Yeah.
5%?
I don't even know if jealousy is the word so much as, I don't know, there's just something animalistic that happens in your body when another man fucks your wife.
Was it like a movie, or was it like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening?
That was more just a little bit of a,
You watched the whole thing?
I mean, I flipped through it a bit, but me and her were banging watching it one time, yeah.
Bang
Two
it
times.
out.
You're lying.
That's freaky
Swear
shit.
swear on your devil.
On Michael
Jackson?
and Jordan.
But they're both evil, yeah. You know, everyone who ever met Michael Jordan said he's well, he won't give you an autograph. Every celebrity or just random kid said he's an
I can relate to that, though. I feel like I do okay with the amount of fans that I have because it's not that overwhelming.
Michael Jordan is a piece of shit who, my first paycheck.
Imagine being that famous. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. You can't do shit. Imagine how fucking annoying it is. Yeah, people get on his ass for not signing autographs. I mean,
No, that's
everybody
not
on Earth wants an autograph.
That's not why. My first pair of Jordans was my whole target. You know what Target is? Pushing carts. Where my fucking crush in high school would see me push carts. The most humiliating shit. I had to jump in bushes. My whole paycheck for one pair of cardboard-made Jordans. $8 Jordan. It's like $4 to make them.
That doesn't
and he's
entitle
selling
you
for
to a
500.
photo 20 years later.
But hold on. What kind of sick man would do that to the black poor community? Make shoes $500 for some gay sevens?
Capitalist got a capitalist.
No, do other shoes do that?
Capitalize.
Do other shoes mark it up like that?
Yeah.
Bro, don't leave me open.
A lot of companies make expensive shoes. You ever been to the Gucci store? Those shoes are fucking garbage and they cost
Whoa.
way more than a pair of Jordans.
Gucci quality is garbage compared to Jordan.
The way they feel.
You know, to this day, I still buy J's, but I get so fucking angry thinking my whole paycheck for a cardboard shoe.
Who's cutting you paychecks?
What do you mean?
You know, you do have like a 9 to 5.
This is when I was 18.
Oh, okay.
9
All I'm saying, we should allow celebrities to dictate their own terms of how they want to interact with their fans.
It's not fair because every poor kid on the block wants those J's.
And they can have them, but they aren't necessarily entitled
Well,
to
I'm
Michael
saying
Jordan's time.
Jordan can rip them off 70%. He doesn't have to go 1,000%. That's disgusting. You think the Kobe's were that expensive?
How do we go
Kobe is the greatest of all time.
How do we go from Destiny to me getting cucked to Michael Jordan being a piece of shit?
Because you, Destiny, because both your wives got fucked by black guys, and Jordan, Kobe, they're black.
I don't think you even know that his wife fucked a black guy, right? You're just assuming.
Sneeko.
She didn't fuck Sneeko. And he's
I
Cuban.
leaked it today.
He's leaked it. He's Cuban.
She fucked Sneeko.
I don't think so. That ABBA though, when they were dancing,
Oh, you saw that.
I like that.
Do you think Destiny enjoyed that? Did you see the look on his face? Like
enjoyed
PTSD, Vietnam flashbacks?
That was my first cuck porn experience.
Yeah, and I wondered why you platformed Destiny. It's because you were preparing for this business strat where how many millions did you make? Just tell us, bro.
No.
Because if the number is like at
What if it was $1 billion?
I wouldn't do it. No.
You wouldn't let your wife fuck someone for $1 billion?
You have a kid with her.
So what? I feel like I could do a lot of good with it.
Then what if your kid starts turning black now? Like, what the fuck is gonna happen? No one's ever done this where they like Jason. What's his name?
I don't think that your
It's a
kid can-
big, jacked, black, tatted dude.
Your kid can't like retroactively change races because the mother then slept with another guy.
I'm not gonna do that red pill shit where I go, yeah, you're hurting bad, because I'm not sensing it. I think there'll be more psychic pain For your wife?
Oh
Then
my
you.
god.
I really think that because you fuck a lot of bitches, right? You're always confusing your cock.
Fucked 2 of them yesterday.
But you're
with my girl, so 3 total.
You fuck thousands. She'll fuck like one.
A sprinkle.
So imagine she's gonna build psychic subconscious resentment over time. And she's gonna be like, huh, he doesn't care about me.
I feel like if anything, she has less resentment for me now because I allowed her to make this gigantic bag and pursue her career and, you know, kind of put my pride on the
Who made more, you or her?
Well, obviously her.
What's the difference? Like, what's the percent? Because you should have took 80, 90 for the trauma. You're fucking sitting there like, what the fuck? And you said you fucked.
I should have proposed that.
So when you put it on TV and fucked her, you were watching it?
It wasn't actually on the TV, it was on the phone.
And so you just take a glance and be like...
I was hitting it spoon style, so we both had a pretty good vantage point. But then, you know, you get into the zone. So
you guys bought a Lamborghini?
that was a joke.
What'd you buy?
Nothing.
There's got to be something material you got.
We went out to dinner the other day, the bill was $1,000. I don't know if I ever paid that much for dinner before. But that wasn't like a celebration.
You were a millionaire before this, though, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you didn't have to do this.
I don't know what kind of person would just be satisfied with where they're at. I say, go for the
No,
goal.
dude, I gave you lightning in a bottle. I said, hey, Adam, instead of taking a break from the podcasting and doing porn, I'm a free agent. Nobody knows I'm lightning in a bottle. Take me and take 50%, make me big. You're like, oh, yeah, maybe. Now look how much you regret it. If you signed me, you'd have been rich. I told you, I said in a month I'm gonna pop off on Jesus' name. Everyone here laughed. Look at you, who the fuck's laughing now? Not even me.
I mean, I don't think that us signing you would have changed anything
Are you
all that
kidding?
much in my life.
You would have put fucking whores and rappers in front of me. You would have fucking exploded in wealth. And I
Oh shit.
Was your Homer...
Motherfucker just got slapped.
Welcome to Power Slap 4 from the enter the promo. Power in Hio, the biggest favorite on the card tonight. Working the mitts, slapping the heavy bags, really focusing on no fouls. Been working out at No Mercy MMA in Union, South Carolina.
Yeah, this man's been an athlete his whole life. In professional mixed martial arts, he's had 9 fights, 3 pro boxing fights, he's had kickboxing bouts as well. And when he was at school, he played football, he was a wrestler, he was a track star, he was a pole vaulter, and looking to put himself in pole position this evening. Now, of course, we have seen him before. He went up against Slap Jesus, Michael Smith. That didn't go his way. However, that clip has been viewed over 20 million times on TikTok. And he works in a restaurant as one of the many things that he does. And he loves it. He's always getting recognized. People come up to him and say, hey, aren't you that dude? And you would think that that might bother him. But he said, no, he absolutely loves it. He loves to entertain his kids. His children love watching him up there. He said it puts a massive smile on his face. And when he's not working in a restaurant, the man's actually a massage therapist as well, so we'll be looking to give a special kind of massage to Robert Trujillo tonight.
I love the way that you say massage.
It's you go knocked out. That is what Trujillo's been able to deliver. And so far, Paul T, well, he got knocked out in the only time he's been here. But let's see what he's got tonight.
Here's the measure.
Here comes
Giving him a sly little grin.
I tell you what, this place is packed already. First fight of the night, first slap, and a big smile as you said from Robert Trujillo.
Here's another look.
Decent.
Well, it was a massive, massive heel lift that they could have called on that one, actually. I think they're going to take a look at it.
Yeah.
He's hurt his hand as well.
Got slapped.
He's hurt his hand.
Oh, that's a shame.
You want him?
Do you think he doesn't want to get slapped?
There's a possibility. Does he know if I'd want to get slapped by Trujillo?
I swear
Sign up for it. That's the name of the game,
Well,
man.
maybe he's thinking about how he looked into his soul and realized he didn't want to take it. We have seen some guys, when they hurt a hand, go opposite hand. Wesley Drain did that. We saw John Davis do that.
And that's it.
That's it.
Wow. As you say, could have done the other hand. I don't want to
This
say it,
guy
but
literally
did he just bitch out?
slapped so hard.
I'm not saying he did. I'm asking you a question.
You're asking me the question, so you're putting me
Yeah.
on the spot. Trujillo's not happy. He's been training for this. He wanted to get a swing in here.
Well, that's it. I mean, especially when you take one, you stand there, you let the man smack you in the face. You got to at least let the man get his revenge. I mean, yes, he won, which is what he came here to do, but come on. Nobody wants to win like that.
No.
But
Well, listen. He obviously can't go again with that hand. Here's another look.
let's have a look.
Let's go.
Can't really see.
Yeah,
It is a common injury in this game. You know, I mean, obviously, you're generating a lot of power. And ironically, it was actually Trujillo coming into this one after the Jules Scott match that injured his hand. That's why he was out for a while. And on the very first blow, Paul Teague, he's done.
Trujillo tore a
OT.
ligament in his
It's
wrist
OT time.
back in March. Good to go now has that MMA fight coming up on October 13th. It is time for the official decision. Let's send it to Justin
Guard up, my
Bernard.
boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Tione calls a stop to the match in round number 1, declaring the winner by TKO,
Whoa, why is no
Robert
one
the
guarding my
Real
boy?
Deal Trujillo.
So Robert Trujillo, not the way that he envisioned, improves to 3-1. This is now a 3-match win streak for the Real Deal. Obviously a little bit disappointed, but he gets the show money, he gets the win money, and he is unscathed moving on to his next match.
He does get the show, he does get the win money, but he never got to slap the man. You know, when you take it, you want to give one back, and he's very annoyed because Paul Teague gave him a fist bump, and he was very reluctant to engage in the sportsmanlike conduct.
You are correct. All right, let's send it to Charlie Arnold now with Robert Trujillo.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, here with the winner, Robert Trujillo. Not exactly how you would envision, but a win is a win. How are you feeling right now in this moment?
I'm good, man. I mean, my kid hits harder than me. And, you know, personally, I don't think Dana's going to find anyone in this weight class that could keep up with me. Obviously, these guys don't want to take my hits. I'm breaking their hands on my head. I want to keep doing power slap,
This
but
because
Dana
he
put me
said
on
he
the
has
list
an
for UFC. I'm ready
indestructible
for this shit.
face.
And I felt like I've shown it enough. I'm undefeated in my fight career. I'm undefeated in slap. And I'm ready for whatever they throw at me. I mean, I'll take out any of the big stars. I mean, send some UFC fighters over here. I know Sean O'Malley's been talking about it. I just beat the Walmart version. Send the real version over here. You know, let's get this shit.
I know that you've been really putting in work since your last fight, and you really have evolved, you know, especially being able to coach, coming back from your injury. What you would have seen should you have been able to deliver the slap that I know you wanted to?
It's gonna be another viral knockout. You know, I was expecting that extra 10 G's again, and you know, unfortunately, they sent me in a person like this who ain't even willing to take the hit. But like I said, I'm ready for the next event. I'll take on whoever they want to throw at me. If they want to keep sending 170s at me, I'll take them as well. But yeah, I was expecting another viral knockout, and it was gonna be nice.
Finally, you think that he was scared to take the slap from you, and that's why he bowed down?
Oh, this guy
I was
takes
definitely
like
scared.
retarded
I saw that
shots,
his hit
bro.
didn't do anything to me, and I saw the fear in his eyes shake him right away, you know. But you know, what can you do? Injuries happen. If it really is an injury, got the win, and I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior. You know, most
This
of all,
guy
I
does
mean,
not
I
want
went and
to
put on
pass.
for my people. I wish I could have gave everyone what they wanted, but you know, maybe next time.
Well, I know we all appreciated that smile after you ate his first slap, so keep it going and on to the next. Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
All right, Charlie, thank you very much. That MMA fight coming up on October 13th. Robert, the Real
Oh,
Deal
you guys
Trujillo,
retarded?
back in the Power Slap Arena in the very near future.
Welcome to Power Slap. This is where slap fighters show me what they're made of. Do you have what it takes to become a champion?
No, this guy. This guy.
Download it now.
Freak out, boy.
The first match of Power Slap 4 is in the books. To watch Power Slap 4 live and free, download or open the Rumble app now or go to rumble.com. Rumble is the home of Power Slap and the only place to watch the rest of the card. It's easy. It's like YouTube. If you're watching us anywhere else right now, move on over to Rumble to take advantage of the 7 more fights that we have coming up. We are here in Las Vegas. This is the home of Power Slap. Hard to believe we are already on Power Slap 4 this year. Action-packed. Get on Rumble right now to catch the rest. Cody the Kraken Vallow set to make his Power Slap debut in the super heavyweight division. A 3-sport athlete in high school, the 25-year-old Vallow has dabbled in combat sports. Tonight, he's diving headfirst into the world of slap fighting, taking on the first former NFL player to appear on Power Slap.
Oh, he's just really good at taking bad shots.
You've heard.
Eat your vegetables.
He mentioned that he needed
Eat your motherfucking vegetables.
We just train hard. He says go beat that ass. Don't be a bitch, you know.
There you go.
You're so trash,
Nice
bro.
job. Back to you, guys.
Shout out to my moms and my cousins. Say what's up, my pop. Peace.
How close are you guys to each other right now? Like, could you reach out and swing at each other right now, Connor?
No, he's hiding somewhere. I don't know where this motherfucker's at. F The Rock too, man. That motherfucker over here playing me. See him over here smiling with Masvidal. Should have Mike Tyson handing out a belt if anybody. I didn't give a about no belt anyway, but he could get it too.
Nate, as far as the fight itself with Leon, I mean, stylistically, is it one that excites you? Is it one that gets you pumped up for the challenge, or is this just a business assignment? I know you wanted the best fighter you could fight.
Yes.
What was the question?
It's Nick Diaz's army, motherfuckers.
You want to fight? Let's go.
On the house.
The Ultimate Fighter house sucked, man. I fucking don't recommend it, to be honest with you.
Come live, Friday. At this time, you can touch gloves. Or not.
I love it, Herb. Great ad-lib. Or not. Nicely done, Herb.
What's up?
You. I don't give a what you said. I don't give a
either. Give a either.
Be careful here. Diaz starting to tee off.
He stays tight, holds onto the leg.
Taking him for a ride.
Brings him down, but he's got to look out for a triangle.
What's
He's got to look out for
up?
that right leg. If Nate Diaz gets that right leg over, he's got it. He
Pull
locked
him
it
down. Nate Diaz says he's going to win. Look at Nate Diaz.
Double fingers that are fully locked in time.
It is all over. Whoa! Nate Diaz by submission. He knew he had.
Outstanding performance by young Nate Diaz.
I would have had a lot more knockouts on my record, but as soon as they see and landing on, they start shooting. All of a sudden, they're wrestlers. So,
Oh, you a wrestler
we're gonna
now.
beat your asses.
Oh, you a wrestler now. Oh, you
Logan
a
Paul reveals
wrestler
there's a
now.
pullout clause for Dylan Dennis for their boxing match. If Dylan pulls out, he has to pay $100K. Logan also claims that Dylan is broke. Logan said, "I'm convinced he's not going to show up. The clause is this: if he pulls out because of some sort of injury that he fakes, a doctor of our choosing has to verify the injury. And then if he is indeed faking it, he has to pay $100,000. There is a pullout clause. He's broke. This guy sucks. He's a parasite of the MMA and combat world. That's why I took the fight initially. If he does show up, I get to be the one. I get to be the one to take an eraser and remove him from existence. His name will never be uttered again. He'll die that night, twice." Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland is official.
What's up, everybody? UFC President Dana White here. UFC 293 is in Sydney, Australia on Saturday, September 9th. The main event Israel Adesanya defends his middleweight title against 5th-ranked Sean Strickland. This will be Adesanya's 11th consecutive UFC title fight. What I love about Israel, he's always ready to take on the best in the world, anyone, anytime. And Strickland is an absolute maniac who doesn't back down from anyone. This will be a great fight. The co-main event is tied to Avasa versus Alexander Volkov. Top 10 heavyweights. Both of these guys have insane power. There will be no judges for this fight. Also on the card, Kai Kara France faces Manel Kape in a matchup of top flyweight contenders. Plus, we've rebooked Justin Gaethje versus Austin Lane. These two heavyweights faced each other on June 24th, and it was a great fight for about 30 seconds before Lane accidentally eye-poked Tafa, resulting in a no contest. These two wanted a rematch to finish what they started, and we're giving it to them. We haven't been back to Sydney in 6 years. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. UFC 293, Adesanya versus Strickland on Saturday, September 9th. Tickets on sale now, so make your plans today, and I will see you at the fights.
It looks like Jeff Neal is pulling out of the fight against Ian Gary. Ian posted this to his Twitter. He wrote, "Jeff Neal is bitched out. I'm still showing up in Boston. Ain't no one stopping me."
So I just talked to Sean Shelby. Jeff Neal is pulling out.
Okay, why?
He has he's saying, and he's not been able to train.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we know the truth. Okay. The moment you said that message, I knew it. Jeff Neal's a What is God showing me right now? Is this God giving me what I initially asked for?
Man, fuck this game, bro.
That is what I'm trying to work out in my mind right now. That is what
I can't do that, bro. I need to play it.
When I get met with situations like this, I try to think about why is this happening, as opposed to say Jeff Neal's out. Does that make sense? I can't. If he's pulling out, there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing.
I'm sure.
Out of my control. I just have to sit here and think. Why?
Hanato Moicano says that although a lot of MMA fans don't like Terrence McKinney, he believes he will get the W in his fight on August 12th. Terrence is fighting Mike Breeden, and Hanato says he is very bad. As always, go subscribe to Hanato's YouTube channel. Links down below.
I know a lot of you guys don't like him, and I know why you guys don't like him, but that's not my problem. I think he's going to win. Why, Moicano? Why do you think he's going to win? Terrence McKinney is going to win because his opponent is very bad. Mike Breeden, he lost to Hernandez in a 1 minute of the first round, in a short day notice. After that, he fought Nathan Levy and he lost in a unanimous decision. His record is 10-5. That's a bad record for being UFC. And I think that's a recovery fight for Terrence McKinney. So even though if you don't like the guy, most likely he will win.
So Dana White is facing some backlash from the MMA community today. After the Tuesday Night Contender Series last night, Dana White at the press conference confirmed that the UFC will not be paying Stephen Thompson. If you're not caught up on this situation, Wonderboy was scheduled to fight Michel Pereira at UFC 291, and Pereira missed weight by 3 pounds. Wonderboy decided to not fight Pereira because of this, rather than going ahead with the fight and accepting a percentage of Pereira's purse. Wonderboy went on the MMA Hour after the fact with Ariel Helwani and said that he hoped he would still be paid because he showed up and made weight like he was supposed to. Here's what Dana White had to say in response.
Wonderboy said that he wasn't paid for showing up. Is that something new in the contracts where you don't have to make weight and get your show money? Or he also said that he didn't talk to you yet, so...
Right. So how that works is guys don't just get paid to not fight. It's not how that works. Guys have been paid. We've taken care of guys. Hey, listen, if you come in and you're making short money, we take care of you. You come in and you don't fight. First of all, you decided not to fight. The guy was 3 pounds overweight, whatever it was. You get a piece of his purse if you take the fight. But if you decide you don't want to take the fight, we also offered him another fight. There's a much bigger story behind the scenes. And no, you don't just show up and say, yeah, I'm not going to fight. I want $250,000. Not the way it works. Hasn't worked that way for anybody. So what we do is we try to get you another fight. We try to turn you around quickly. If you don't turn around quickly, then we try to figure out, well, what did it cost for your camp? We'll reimburse you. You know, there's a lot of different ways that this gets worked out. You don't just go, yeah, this guy's 3 pounds over, I'm not gonna fight, and no, I won't take another fight 2 weeks later and pay me my show money. Not how it works. You don't fight, you don't get paid necessarily in the contract, but we always make sure that we take care of everybody, and you know, we're working it out with Wonder Boy right now. It's all being worked out behind the scenes, and this should all be worked out by Saturday.
So the feedback from the MMA community after Dana White said this hasn't been great. Tim Kennedy reposted it. He wrote, "This is what happened to me after my scheduled fight with Rashad. I had to cut weight twice and fight a new opponent on short notice. Gastelum smashed me." Another former UFC fighter, Beck Rawlings, said UFC don't even pay your health insurance gap if you get injured or need surgery. Now that's the real crime here. You not only get injured and can't fight, you lose out on the money already invested in camp, and then have to pay the insurance gap to even get treated. Now for some comments from MMA fans. At least pay him show money. In my opinion, if a fighter is able to make weight, he deserves show money. Meanwhile, Dana's still handing out more bags of cash to the Nelk boys than his fighters. Dana acting like $250K is preposterous, as if he doesn't go out with the Nelk boys and blow $250K in 1 hour on blackjack. Get out of here, Dana. Draconian contracts. Straight unethical. Wonder Boy is there on weight and not getting younger. It should be on the UFC to take care of him, obviously. Why not you're guaranteed your show money to make weight? Makes no sense. Claiming Thompson doesn't want to fight after the dude did a whole camp and made weight in order to fight is crazy. Blaming the victim. Meanwhile, missing weight has weak consequences. That other fight was 100% Shavkat, and that's why Dana didn't say his name. Bro would rather give $250K to the Nelk boys, but that's how the show and win structure is. He showed up, his opponent didn't. Pay Wonder Boy. Huge UFC fan, but that's some BS. Wonder Boy is a veteran, and he's put himself on the line so many fights, least the company can do is pay the guy. That's just a dirtbag move, TBH. And can't believe Dana said that. Wonder Boy fulfilled his contract obligation and showed up on weight. He can't help his opponent was unprofessional and didn't do the same. His opponent should be penalized, not the guy actually doing his job. So what do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you believe Wonder Boy should be paid regardless? Post your thoughts in the comments. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from The Eagle Has Landed. It says, correction of the title, Logan Paul versus. The second one's from Peter Griffin. It says, the fact that Dylan is still getting the opportunity to fight on Misfits is mad. And the final one says, funny how Aljo talked that trash about laying around and milking points, and quickly backtracked saying, I'm not saying that's wrong, quickly remembering his fights with Jan. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.
There he is. The Sugar Show is here. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Ariel, what's up, brother?
It's good to talk to you. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it very much. First time preparing for a title fight, at least a UFC one in your career. Has it felt different? We spoke to you right after Newark, so it's been several months. But just like your fight, this is the biggest fight of your life. This is the biggest moment of your career. Has it felt at all different? More pressure, more tense, more anything? Any difference from your other fights?
To be honest, not really. I feel like I've kind of always had all my fights have been big fights. All my fights have been, a lot of media, a lot of hype around them. So I don't really feel like it's this fight's much different. Other than it is 5 rounds, which is a big deal. It's 2 extra rounds. That's the biggest difference, really. As far as it feels like another big fight. All my fights kind of have felt like that the last few years.
It is your first fight. It's gonna be your first fight in almost a year. What has that been like for you? Not injured, right? You haven't been hurt this year. You just kind of been waiting for your time. Has that been interesting as far as like not trying to peak too early?
Yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long, to be honest. It was just back to work, back to training, back to trying to improve. 28 years old. I feel like I still got a long time in this game. So right now I'm just trying to, keep my head down, improve. Obviously, I knew I was going to fight the winner of Henry or Aljo, so, I wasn't really, messing around. I was in the gym trying to get better. But yeah, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
Okay. As you know, there was a lot of drama after the Henry fight. Aljo didn't like the way it was announced and the quick turnaround and all that. What was your take on how all that went down?
Yeah, Aljo, he's like, you look at him, you hear him talk, you're like, oh, he's not stupid. But then you hear some of the things he tweets, and I'm like, okay, maybe he is stupid. Him saying August was too soon, and then saying, fuck it, let's just do it in July. But I don't know if he knows his month, so maybe he just got those confused. But yeah, it's he's claimed to have all these serious injuries. If he had all these serious injuries before he even fought Henry, then he goes through a 25-minute war with Henry, and then accepts the fight against me August 19th. So it's, I don't really know what to believe. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me whether he's injured, anything. I'm going to have the camp I'm going to go out there and do what I need to do.
You have a very interesting relationship with Aljo. I even saw over the weekend he posted a video where you DM'd him, I guess after seeing him on the broadcast, and then he's sending you a voice note, and then you guys are going back and forth. How would you describe your relationship with him?
He has he has what I want. He has the belt. It's as simple as that. I just let him know. I said, hey, champ, you look a little nervous when I saw him on the TV. I just being honest. He looked a little, this moment, might get to him a little bit. What was that? 13 days out from weigh-ins. I'm sure he's still got a lot of weight to cut. He's dealing with these injuries, so I just thought, he looked a little nervous. I thought I'd let him know, and I did.
Do you DM each other a lot?
No, he tags me. I mean, you guys probably saw the screen. He tagged me like 3 times in a row with some stuff I didn't even see until I went to message him. But we haven't talked too much. And if we did, it's stuff like that.
Okay. And what are the injuries that you're referring to?
Well, I don't know. He's the one that keeps bringing him up, saying that he's, took this fight with an injury. I mean, obviously, I think his bicep was injured going into the Henry fight. So I don't know what injuries he's referring to when he says that.
I like the relationship, though, that you guys have. Like, you talk about having a fat-ass dinner, and then he's replying, and then your sleep stats, you're giving us those. Best sleeper in the game.
That.
Yeah, so I like this. It's a bit of gamesmanship, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard him say, that he has trouble sleeping sometimes. Obviously, has trouble not trouble making weight, but it's always I guess you could say trouble making weight. It's not fun. I mean, I don't cut as much weight as him, and I don't fucking like cutting weight. It sucks. So yeah, for me having fat ass dinners a couple weeks out, I guarantee he's not having those. And if he is, it's just gonna make his weight cut that much worse. And then you see that 94 sleep score. Jesus, I was sleeping good, and I know he's not sleeping as good as I am. So, maybe a little mental warfare there, but really just kind of let him know that I'm fucking sleeping and eating great.
By the way, what is the highest you can get? Is it 100? I'm not familiar with the sleep score game. Is it 100? Is that the goal? Is that even possible?
I think it's technically possible, but when you're training this hard, it's hard to get 100 sleep score because I don't know, some with the algorithm and shit. But 94 is high. It's a very, very high sleep score.
What's the highest you've ever gotten?
Stop playing with me.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't. I'm not too sure there, Ariel.
I know. I just know because you've mentioned the sleep thing on this show, and so it seems to be like a stat that you're very interested in. Has anyone ever pushed back on you on this best sleeper in the UFC title?
No, not necessarily. I'm actually working with a sleep scientist right now. We've been doing some really, really cool sleep studies, and they're starting to adjust my schedule for me to peak the perfect time in Boston around 11:30 p.m. Is what time I believe we'll be fighting. So really adjusting my sleep and what time I'm going to bed, what time I'm waking up to make sure that I'm ready to fucking go on time. In August, in Boston, August 19th.
Yeah. What is by the way, the idea? Like, I notice a difference if I get 6 hours as opposed to 8 hours. Do you notice a difference? Like, what is the ideal? What's the sweet number for you? The sweet spot?
Yeah, I think 8 to 10 is good for me. I think with athletes, professional athletes, they definitely need more sleep, I'd say, than the average Joe, which you're not. You're an athlete yourself.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. It's very kind of you.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I think definitely I need at least minimum 8 hours, for sure.
By the way, what about the like the wacky tobacco, the e-cigs, all that stuff? Do you cut that out, or are you allowed to have that? Or how does that work?
Wacky tobacco e-cigs. What the hell? Ariel, I'll be smoking on them nasty things. As far as marijuana goes, I have. This is the furthest I've cut out.
Bro, I'm a shooter.
It's been probably about 3 weeks already.
Wow.
No issue. I never really have an issue with it. I don't abuse it. I'm not addicted to it. I can cut it out, no problem. Keep a little bit more clear-headed. This is This is actually the first time I haven't streamed in.
Wow.
In probably my UFC career, I haven't been gaming at all. I've been just extra focused on the task at hand and using that as extra couple hours of gaming to recover, rest, and do that. So that's been a big difference in this camp.
But you have been still doing the show with Tim Welch, who we had on the show recently. He was fantastic. You still do that though, right? So you're not completely like shutting off from the world.
Yeah, no, of course. Still busting out the Bro Malley podcast, Timbo Sugar Show podcast. Do those once a week. So still doing that. Still posting out and stuff, but just not gaming. Gaming takes a lot out of you, especially streaming.
Yeah.
So that's been a big deal.
I actually saw your last episode. You were talking about getting pulled over. You were going a little fast, and then you said something that I thought was interesting. You were like, I should text more when I drive, because when I text more, I actually slow down. Which I was like.
That was supposed to be funny.
I know. You said it very seriously, and I actually for a moment thought that you were being serious. But we should let everyone know not to text and drive, yes?
Yeah, don't text and drive. It's crazy. Those Tesla X Plaids, the big ones, you can go 100 miles an hour, and if you're not looking, it feels like you're going 60. It is wild how fast those things are. So, yeah, I was going a little too fast. I was actually trying to get home. I was at my house watching the fights, and then I didn't want to stay at that house. I wanted to stay at my other house. Yeah, I got 5 houses. I bounce around. So I came out and I wanted to get some good sleep. So
let's go,
this house
bro.
is set up for perfect sleep. So I thought, I'm gonna speed a little bit so I can get home and get some better sleep. Didn't work out that way. Got pulled over. Actually got to sleep a little bit later. But cop was a nice dude. Got a fat ticket, but that's okay. And here we are.
Yeah, I saw you watched Jake versus Nate. What did you make of that fight? Did you enjoy it?
That was oh my God, did I enjoy that? That was entertainment at its finest. Jake Paul, I've been loving what he's doing since the beginning. Nate Diaz, I would watch him do anything, any sport. Nate's just a fun guy to watch. So Jake versus Nate got me very excited. I thought the fight was exciting. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was very close. I thought it was closer than it said on the scorecards. Jake's just he was just too big, too powerful. I thought he did really, really good dealing with Nate's pressure. I don't think people understand that have never fought that kind of pressure is really hard to deal with, and Jake did a really fucking good job.
Have you seen all the? I know you were kind of boys with both of them, but there was this video yesterday, the Impulsive podcast, Jake and Logan going back and forth. Have you seen this?
I have not.
Dog, set your feet.
There's a lot of tension there between the two brothers, and I was just curious if you thought
really.
Oh my God, you got to take 30 minutes out of your. I mean, you got to do a video on this. They're talking about Logan saying how he's tired that people are choosing Jake over him because Jake is the easier fight. Then they're going back and forth about like playing both sides, and there was an issue with the drinks. Jake is on one side, Logan's on the other side. The zone. I mean, I know a lot of cynics online would say, oh, they're just building up a feud for the internet. This felt very real to me, Sean. I mean, it felt actually a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
Trashes. Really interesting. I mean, who knows? They could be building the biggest fight of all time. Jake Paul versus Logan
I'm not biased, bro. These guys are trash.
They could be building something, but they've also had beef in the past when they were younger.
Sure.
But I don't know. I watched that Netflix documentary Jake put out, and those dudes love each other. They're, I think they'll get over whatever they have going on.
You think Jake could have success in MMA?
Hard to doubt him. A lot of people didn't think he'd have success in boxing. I think he's doing really well. I think at certain levels he could for sure have success. I want to see Jake versus Nate in MMA. That's a win-win for Jake, 100%. I would love to see that.
Okay. By the way, back to Aljo. Saw that picture of him recently. Did you see this picture? He looks ripped. He looks like, I mean, he's got like veins on his back. Have you seen this photo? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I seen a video recently. I don't know if it's the same photo, but I think he probably looks just jacked in that one as he did in the other one. But yeah, he always looks jacked. He's just got them jeans. He's shredded, even when he's, out of shape, out of camp, and fat. Dude's still fucking rich. So, that's just good ass jeans, and obviously he's working hard.
Do you feel like people have been disrespecting you going into this fight? People seem to think because of his wrestling that it won't be as tough as the Cejudo fight. Have you heard this talk, and if so, how do you internalize that?
Yeah, definitely. I've been hearing that. It is what it is. I'm not really too worried about what people say. Going into that Peter Yan fight, I heard a lot of the same things. Obviously, not about the wrestling or grappling, but
right.
Peter was going to destroy me. I shouldn't be in there with him. Then I go out there and beat him, get the job done. So I'm not too worried about it. I agree. I think his wrestling and grappling is very fucking good. It's whether I crack him and put his fucking lights out before he grabs me. I think it's a striker versus grappler matchup. There's no secret in our game plans. It's fucking, it is what it is. I truly believe, and I'm 100% capable of going out there and putting his lights out. I'm fucking fast right now. I'm sharp right now. I'm accurate right now. I will land this right hand. You go and look at my entire UFC career. How many people whether I finished him in the first round or not, I've dropped a lot of people in the first round. He's cutting a lot of weight, and that plays a role. It does 100% play a role in the shots you can take. So I plan on going out there and delivering the shots that he can't take.
And he has a bit of a funky style. Are you able to bring anyone to replicate that? The takedowns are a little bit different. The striking is a little bit different. Are you the kind of guy that brings in people to, replicate what your opponent is like? Do you do that?
We didn't bring anyone in. Phoenix, Arizona's got a ton of just absolute studs. At the MMA lab at Tim's gym, the mixture between the two, there's so many good guys, so many different styles, so many guys that are just really high-level wrestlers, higher-level grapplers, can mix it up really well. So definitely gonna have to fly anyone in. Specifically, just training with killers at the lab and at Tim's gym.
Okay. By the way, recently you tweeted something about how bad MMA managers are. Could I ask what you were referring to?
Trash, bro.
Oh, we need another hour, Ariel.
Oh,
yeah, that's something I plan on. I got to get all my everything in a row, make sure I can say what I can say, and I don't want to accidentally say anything that I'm not legally allowed to say, so I'm going to make sure that that's all covered. But yeah, I mean, it's no secret how managers in MMA are horrible, and they're basically, they're asking for percentages of fighters' bonuses, and it's not good. Something needs to be done. Yeah, I said stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, but continue to stay tuned. It will be announced. Something will drop, and it will, hopefully can change up the game a little bit, because these managers are dog shit.
Wow. Okay. I thought the stay tuned was to announce something on this show. I thought that's what you were referring to.
I would love to. Maybe once I get it all figured out, maybe I can announce it here, and we can talk about it on here. But definitely, I mean, I would love to get it out as many places as possible. But I think we could make something happen there, Ariel.
Okay. And by the way, are you just representing yourself now?
Yeah, I've been representing myself for a while now. I'm on a new contract right now, going into the UFC, this title fight. I'm on a new contract. Sat down with Hunter, negotiated.
Nice.
And it was fun. It was. I love that shit. So I'm very excited, very happy with the new contract, and I'm excited to go out there and put Aljo's lights out and continue to grow the Sugar Show.
And usually when you have a big fight, you always have drops and things like that. This is the biggest of them all. What do you have planned? Something special for next week or for the next 10 days?
Are you the mascot? Oh, okay, I'm coming, bro.
My signature with the gold outlines. We dropped the jerseys, the t-shirts, the hoodies. We dropped the whole fight kit drop a couple weeks ago.
Hey, we got one more person.
I'm excited to see the the crowd appreciated here in Boston. But yeah, the drop's done.
Are we too small, bro?
Fly out to Boston Monday.
Anything special for the hair? Anything different?
We need one more guy, bro. Oh, this guy might want him. Oh. Okay, hold on. Alright, let's get it. Hey, what up? What up? Are you trying to go to? Oh yeah. Oh yo, somewhere already at this court. Hey, we gotta go to this one. Oh, never mind, never mind. Hey, get back on, bro. Come on. Hop on, bro. Let's get it, my boy. Let's get it, my boy. Hey, run it back turbo, bro.
Always special. Every time is special. So I'm sure it was beautiful. You know, I'm gonna break it up probably in 2 days, 4 hours Saturday, 4 hours Sunday. But hard work. That's beautiful hair. So.
Okay, a few last quick things. Are you gonna be the fan favorite in Boston?
Yes.
Yeah, it's East Coast, but you never know that long.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, not. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I do think the Sugar Show will be the fan favorite going into this fight.
Do you allow yourself to think about how life will change if you become UFC champion? Like at night, you think about these things, what the feeling will be like, how it gets put around your way. Do you allow yourself to dream like that?
You know, lately I've just been dreaming of cracking his chin, watching him fold, and just, you know, I picture, we've seen it before with the Marlon Moraes knockout, so when I do close my eyes and think about the fight, I think about that, I think about him folding. But yeah, after this fight, you know, I want to fight in December, if I get the best belt. That's the ideal plan moving forward, so it would be back to work for me. So you know, I'd like to take advantage of the opportunity that I had to come out after the fight. So back to work. You know, I want to continue to get better and keep fighting.
That's a quick turnaround, especially for a new champion going like a big, vacation or something like that. Who do you think, if all goes well, who do you think will be across from you in December?
You know, there's a couple options. She goes fighting Pedro. You know, it'll be an interesting fight. Two that finish. So I think that's definitely an interesting one. Yeah, probably that.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, so I mean, there's options. There's a couple options, but you know, it's so hard to look. You can't look past how it goes. You know, even if I do go out there and get the job done, you know, ideally no injuries. Injuries obviously happen. So yeah, December could be technically a quick turnaround, but that's just, you know, hope for something.
I was gonna say Corey. I think Corey might deserve the most, but he's getting aggressive. So, no, you don't like that?
You know, that fight will happen someday. That'll come down to
Damn.
Some other things outside of that. Yeah, that'll come down to some other things that I'll talk about too.
Whoa. What do you mean? There's more to that story? You enjoy it?
Yeah, it'll all, you know, I'm gonna go out there and get the job done in Aljo, and I'll have a lot to say.
Wow. Okay, that is quite the tease. Is that on the night you're going to say this, or you're saying like when the time is right? When the time is right afterwards?
When time is right. Yeah, when time is right.
Official prediction? Last thing?
Official prediction, should be showloads out there. Put Aljamain Sterling light out. He can go up to 145. No one will care. I do think this will be one of Aljo's last big fights once they go out there and get the job done.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it as always. Good luck to you August 19th. Thanks so much for giving us some time here.
Boom, Aaron, man. Appreciate you.
There it is. Sugar Show. Sean O'Malley. Always a pleasure. Very confident. Can't wait for that fight, August 19th. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You can get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.
COVID, can't you see? What these?
Been so long.
So long, yeah, but because all these issues that I told you
He's so
before,
trash,
the
dude.
renegotiation, when you reach the last fight of the contract,
Oh shit.
is a
Well, maybe that assist though.
you know, so yeah. But anyway, as I told you before, in January they want to hold me to fight Chechen in October. So anyway, like Chibaya, he's waiting for a long time.
Damn, that's all.
By the way, I saw that you posted something yesterday. I got worried you were wearing like an oxygen mask, and I thought that you were not going to be on the show and all this stuff. You scared me a little bit, but you said all is good. You were kind of mocking, and you also posted another one with the haram on it. Like you're really trying to get under his skin. It seems like you're really trying. You enjoy that? I think you enjoy trying to annoy him. Is that accurate?
Yes, just do for fun because I
Yeah, just to do.
that is entertaining me myself, and I love this. And because I love this, then I have reason to do that, you know. So, and it's good to promote the fight love.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the biggest fights I think at the back end of the year, and I think a lot of people are very excited about it because of the way in which both of you promote and the heat between you guys, the press conference, the stare down, all that. It's gonna be very intense, huh?
Oh yes, I think everything about this fight gonna be very intense.
Yes.
Even now, before so long before the fight, it's so intense, and yeah, and the press conference gonna be crazy.
Chaos.
Be so aggressive.
Reckless chaos.
Try to put me down, put me on wrestler, you know, and then yeah.
But yeah, what?
I think you want everything about fights. I mean, it's a great fight.
Why are you so confident going into the fight? No one wants to fight this guy. He's looked unbeatable. Why are you so confident?
Just because I know my skills, I know what I do every single day inside the facility, inside the gym, in the training, and once the ball goes on the hand and step in the cage, I can definitely win that fight against everyone. So I have this very clear in my mind, but I need to work hard my ass, you know, to keep improving and keeping the shape. Spirit help me on that.
Yeah. And by the way, what is your take on the middleweight division right now? There was all the drama with DDP and Izzy, and now no Dricus Duplessis, and maybe Sean Strickland. Is there a chance that you guys fight and you pass one of these guys? Like DDP not fighting in September, maybe, you know, you could win and pass him. What do you make of what's going on at the top over there?
I think do out the situation on middleweight division and do it out this fight, about this fight against me, against Shimaev.
Yeah.
Then the next line is gonna be the winner.
Damn.
Are you happy
Oh,
that he's
cook me. Cook me, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kind of goes back
We actually had more shot attempts. We were just less accurate.
Yes.
Well, you can drink the juice, but not the alcohol.
Yes, yes. No more alcohol. I'm a hot man. I will not even talk about that shit about go major change. I'm a changer man.
Oh, okay.
I told you. Yeah, I'm a changer man. I have no alcohol, just one life, and I'll stop that.
Well, girlfriend.
Good man.
Girlfriend, you know, no wife yet.
If you
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what is he talking about? A duplex, a suplex.
Already know. Manscaped now sells beard products. You heard that correctly. Now they're going a step further with their brand new Handyman. An electric face is the pick pack event. Sean Strickland will in fact be the
35.98.
And by the way, I kind of felt like it was a treat. This pops up on my phone. I didn't look for it. Pops up on my phone. It's Dana sitting there.
Bro, this is gonna take forever. The diamonds on forever.
Here's the information you need to know. I realize that he's been doing these for a longer time.
These diamonds on forever.
Constitutes a couple of times. I want to encourage it. I like it. A lot of times there's information going on in the industry, but we have to wait until the next press conference. Even though those come up fairly often, we still have to wait until the next press conference. So this has just been a great way to get information out. Okay, thank you. But there's a couple of things happening.
Oh, this server too stacked, bro.
Israel Adesanya, once again, has gone out and found himself the hardest opponent that he could find. I must tell you, it kind of drives me nuts that he doesn't get credit for that. He doesn't always fight the #1 ranked guy. That's true, but that's a story that's out there all the time. He doesn't always fight the #1 contender. That's true. And that story's out there all the time.
The diamonds on forever.
Isn't that what #1 should be, by the way? Isn't that what #1 contender should be, by the way? I mean, I'll go back just to use a big example, but when you went after Yoel Romero, and Yoel was coming off a lot. Yoel wasn't the #1 contender. He wasn't the #1 ranked guy. However, he's a Cuban Olympic wrestler against a New Zealand kickboxer. It was the hardest match you could find. History says, by the way, we should have had a new champion that. This was a risk and a call out to epic proportions, and people said they didn't enjoy the fight. Maybe it was a total fight match. I just bring you that example. Like, I've appreciated Hasanabi. I've liked this entertainment. The way I look at him after that call out and challenge and meeting and doing it and find a way to win over Yoel.
That's good, my boy.
I look at him. It goes from an appreciation to an entertainer to a respect as an athlete. And I'll just tell you, that's what he's doing right now. That's what he's doing right now.
Get on it, my boy.
Winner Strickland. And Dana said last night, he said that Strickland was ranked #5. That could be true. I thought that he was #7. Dana said he was #5. It also shows a respect to Izzy because when that fight looked as though it had fallen apart, it fell apart in a way that generally can't get put back together. And the only thing that happened, I don't think that Strickland was too out of line. Strickland is just very honest with you guys, and sometimes he's too honest. Sometimes he shares too much. And Strickland said, and all he said, and he used profanity, he was decent about it, but he said that they dropped the ball, talking about the organization. But that puts everybody in a really tough spot to then come back and give you what you want. It's just one of those things. But Adesanya spoke up on behalf of Sean. And not on behalf of I like him, on behalf of I want him. I just think that a major respect was shown to Izzy. I've never seen anybody in the history of the sport control their own career like Hasanabi. And I bring this to you guys because those two have a beef, and we're going to regret it, and we're going to look forward to this fight, and there's no pretending Sean Strickland can't go with him. You think this is dismissive? You're too new. Sean Strickland can go with any. Sean Strickland could be in the champion of the world. By the way, it's just not the biggest thing here in my mind. Biggest thing going on with this announcement is what happens to duplicity. I don't believe by definition number one contender can be pluralized. By actual definition, I don't believe you can have two champions. I remember in 1998 there was a computer program that was identifying the NCAA champions for football. And
teach me how to do. Teach me how to do.
Was crowned national champions. It's the only reason I remember it. But guess what? So was somebody else. There was some kind of a glitch within the software, but the rule said that the software and the computer will tell us the winner. So it spits out two names. I can't remember who the other one was. Let me pull it Alabama just so I can tell my story. So you got Nebraska and Alabama. And I remember seeing that going, this isn't going to work. You cannot have two champions. You can't have two number ones. You can't have two of the best. It's not going to work. What an embarrassment. No, wasn't like that at all. To tell you firsthand, I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, and boy, they threw a parade, and they went out, they thought they were the champions. You had two champions. Nobody cared. Like the suggestion that we're going to play you. Before you have your ring, before you have your parade, we are going to play that. It never came out of anyone's mouth. Not the way it worked at all. And can we share that? Let's fast forward. Can you have two number one contenders? It's very important that you understand by definition. My understanding, no. Well, we were told that Duplessis is the number one contender.
Bro, guard up.
Get the fight for whatever reason to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is not the number one contender, so what does it mean for Duplessis?
Oh, he's selling.
I know the common opinion is
lame man.
If Duplessis gets the fight when he returns, his next fight will be for the championship. I know that was common opinion, but I don't think that that's what the definition means. Now, Adesanya, stay with me here. It's like I'm not demoting Duplessis. I'm sharing for you. It's time to be strategic, and Duplessis' next move needs to be the right one. When you understand in front of everything. And by no means, by the way, I'm trying to take an opportunity to overbelieve. I would like to make that clear.
Seriously?
I just want to share for you. We have seen the importance of having the blessing of Izzy in front of everything. Well, lost the fight. It's done. It's done. Izzy said, no, it's not. I just shared. Nobody can control this career more. UFC said a couple of weeks ago, the Strickland Izzy thing is off. Izzy said, hold on. Hold on. And all of a sudden we get the announcement. Jared Cannonier offered no insults to Izzy, no trash talk, if you will. Didn't throw any dirt on him. In fact, it was the opposite. Izzy is a guest of the UFC, gets seated in the fifth. Cannonier's a guest. He gets seated next to Izzy. Izzy sees him coming and is like, oh, great, my name's going to suck. This guy's going to pick it like everybody else. It's just the opposite. And here was a complete gentleman to him. And Adesanya left and told me, if I ever have a chance to do something for that guy, I'm going to do it. Even if that means my best to beat him up. But if it's not great, I'm sharing with you. You can't fight Izzy unless Izzy says it. And I know that Izzy was red hot on Duplessis. I don't take that away.
Duplessis, suplex.
He's got to maneuver that. He's got to maneuver. And is Duplessis going to keep his eye fully locked on Izzy? Is that the right approach? There's no answer. That's only hindsight. definitely have the right approach. Or should you please make it clear that I'm here for the championship? I don't really give a damn about him. I don't give a damn about Strickland or whoever's left standing. I accept the result of the duel. Is that the right? Should you please make sure he's front and center, live in Australia for this event? It's a very interesting situation. And as much as many people believe that Duplessis is the player, I don't believe by definition you can have two at the same time. Very clear that Sean Strickland is that. But you're going to have Paulo Costa versus Chimaev right around the corner. Paulo Costa and Chimaev start to get the attention of Adesanya. Make Adesanya look at his career. Right? It's one of these things. He pleases us to do everything right now. He's a smart guy. Good looking, handsome. Fight like a son of a gun. But his next move isn't going to involve fighting. His next move he won't even have a glove on. His next move he won't be in training camp. His next move he's not going to slip or dip or tuck anything. About combinations, takedowns, or chokes. It's going to be done through the media. It's got to be done right. Now, I'm curious which strategy he's going to take. Tom Aspinall, welcome back. Wow. It really is a wow moment. This was a particularly difficult position that Tom was put in. Allow me to compare it to what John Jones just did. And I know there's some problems with a direct comparison, but that's a name that you will recognize. And my example will pull up in this regard. One of the things that made John's return so incredible is the environment that he walked into. He walked into a 5-round main event situation after being removed from the sport for a meaningful amount of time. Now, Tom's wasn't as long as John's. In fact, it was about a third of as long as John's. But he did return in his hometown. He did return into a very difficult match. A very difficult opponent. And by the way, it was scheduled for 25 minutes.
I got the horses in the bag.
25 minutes. It's a colossally difficult situation. And it requires an immense
I got the horses in the towers.
camp and not a 10-week camp like you hear these lazy guys talk about. It's a life's work to then be able to go out there and defend yourself at all times in a 25-minute atmosphere. I just bring that to you because I don't imagine that he could have held up. And I would imagine, you have to understand, a combat athlete's greatest fear prior to the match is not losing. His greatest fear is exhaustion. The greatest thing that an athlete will worry about is not the left and the right hand of his opponent. It's that he will reach a level of fatigue where he can't finish the match. We'll have to just curl up and get TKO. That it'll be on his feet and he just gets picked apart. I mean, things like this is what really goes through an athlete's mind.
Oh, this guy just made a real range on him.
I think that's a hard thing to walk into, but this is still the placement, right? This is still the opportunity. This is the one and only way that he can get his position back. So the chance was too big to turn down in spite of the fact that he'd been laid up for a period of time and he only got that training camp that I just said was
drained it.
Which really was a very incredible thing that he walked out there and did. And it's one of the reasons that John got so much acclaim. Man, he put a guy away in the very first round, and they had a belt up and different things like that. But how do you come back and look better than before you left? It's just not how the human body works. And there's a number of people that could argue what Tom did over the weekend was Tom's best performance ever, particularly when you factor in the opponent. I mean, this wasn't just Tom going out there and getting it done or finding a shot. He set that up. There's a lot of things that happen in a small amount of time. Tom set this up. Tom walked across gates. That's the same thing that he did to Curtis Blades, by the way. I mean, Tom walked Curtis down and started throwing. That's exactly what he did over the weekend, and then he set it up. He came with the hook, right? He came with the hook outside before he came down the middle. I mean, that was not just he threw a punch. That was very well planned. That is an excellent, excellent, and special athlete that you saw. And when you argue that it could have been his best performance ever, when you look at the quality of opponents, I think popular opinion would say, yeah, that was his best ever. Well, how did he get there? How did he look so good? How did he put on such a good performance? And there's a real mental side that Tom has very clearly been focused on. You could even hear that in his post-fight interview. Because, you know, I'm not back. This is a whole new me. This isn't a return match. This is a, hello, let me introduce myself. And that was a very interesting perspective, by the way. Tom has made a mistake in the past. There was only one, and he did it because he's polite. But he paid John Jones a tremendous respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. We are here, a very good friend, director, actor, writer, Eli Roth. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I know it's a rare occasion.
It's a rare occasion for a guest on the show. There's very few, and most of them hate it.
Well, I'm a listener to the pod, so I hate when you have guests because I tune in to listen to you rant. So I know how people feel hearing my voice.
Yeah.
And I'll just say this, don't kill sharks. Thanks, Tim.
No, but here's why I wanted to have you on. Very rarely do I want to talk to someone about something. It's true. I spend a lot of time alone. I drive my car alone.
He can't play with me.
Alone. I stare at people. I go up and down PCH. It's actually, I don't mind solitude. And I gather my thoughts, and I come here and I say them. Very rarely do I want to speak to anyone about anything and hear, or, you know, if I want to talk to someone, I'll just play something they've said on YouTube, and then when I'm done with it, I can just exit out instead of having an actual conversation. But you, outside of the work we've done together, there's a TV film together that we will not speak about because we are in strike. Which will end soon, we hope.
We hope, and we can get on and talk about all that stuff, so I have a lot to share.
Yes, later on, months from now, when the strike is over and everyone is happy, and the executives and the writers are hand in hand.
We're having lunch with Zach, so between that and your dinner with Reed, and your
Stay there, stay there, stay there.
Backish, I think you should be able to solve it.
I may be the secret weapon, meaning like, and I've said this before, why am I not on a negotiating committee? I understand the way the executives live, where they eat, what they enjoy, what they value, and the writers don't. Because the writers live in Echo Park and Silver Lake, and it's a different breed of human, if you want to call them that. And I respect and love them, and I know that they need their needs met. But they need to find a way to communicate that to the denizens of Beverly Hills and Malibu, people that I know and that I see and that I respect and I like. So we need to meet in the middle. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is that somewhere along the line, and I don't know when, your Instagram got completely hijacked. I thought your Instagram had been hacked.
Yes.
I thought it was hacked.
By environmentalists.
I didn't know what was going on because I know you as a director of films and an actor. And I'm like, okay, and you asked me, I auditioned thinking you did a bunch of times, I didn't get it, that's okay, my not a big deal. I did have 40 auditions, it's alright, it's fine. And I think it was like, we hired someone who's even fatter. And I was like, God damn it, right.
I don't want to use those words, but by the way, it did serve as the audition for the door. You know, it was like, okay, you can do it.
And that's good.
Yeah, I didn't make you re-audition, I wrote
Oh, shoot the fucking ball.
So I knew that from the first audition, I was like, oh, he's great, and he can nail it, which is really and this was like, I'm going to write
He showed it to you.
Well, again, we don't talk about it.
We can't talk about that. But then I'm looking at your Instagram, and I'm just seeing bloody sharks, bloody fish. I'm seeing the entrails, I'm seeing sharks that open up. And you're having this moment where it's all about sharks. And what's interesting about this is people that break down the movie ideas, right? In Hollywood. Like, people have all of these, like, there's all kinds of ways to this, right? Lizzo was making people eat bananas that bananas in Amsterdam. People just, they get to a certain point, you know, and listen, nobody's above the break, nobody. And I'm looking at this, I'm going, is everything okay? Can you communicate to me why, at some point in your life, you decided to care about vicious killing killing machines that inhabit our oceans.
Well, thank you for that lovely introduction, Tim. I agree. I mean, you could say it's a mental breakdown, but I also have a somewhat manic personality. I think you should be the director. Yeah, I think I'm
Defensive breakdown, bro. I was on those.
I like to write what I want people to say, and then control the actions of what they do, and then edit it. It's part of what I enjoy. It's very good. But I think I also love sharks. I grew up in Massachusetts. I would say this, and you're a swimmer and an ocean person. I've never seen a shark in the ocean. Have you?
I have not seen a shark in the ocean.
So everything we know about sharks came from TV. Because we have never encountered one in the ocean. Why would we want to? Because a shark, as far as I was concerned, was just me. So then I heard, someone asked me to be part of Shark Week with the show Shark Outside. And they started saying, well, you know, we're killing 100 million a year. I go, how's that possible? They go, yeah, we are. It's pursuit in China. I go, that doesn't make sense. And I started talking to more actors going, this thing really has 3,000. It's a recent phenomenon. They started at weddings. And the shark trade has started. Then they stopped. They said, well, you can't keep hens because that's cruel to throw back in. So they started shark liver oil started. And all these
Whose man is that?
and I go, well, what does shark taste like? You go, well, you can't really eat it. It's too toxic. I go, what does shark taste like? You go, it's not. It's like fishing on cereal. You have to flavor it and stuff. I'm like, wait, hang on a second. Why do we need sharks? Like, what's the big deal? And they go, well, sharks don't keep the ocean healthy. They're like the doctors of the sea. Like, if you think you'd swimming pool, like, imagine we didn't have the filter and all the scum started building up on the top layer and there's nothing. But that's what sharks function on. So I wouldn't.
This is true.
Yeah.
Because I've never once heard, and I'm not saying you're lying, and I'm not saying these people have big people look this up. Are sharks the doctors of the ocean?
Yes, they are. I'll tell you what. They're the oldest predators. They're 400 million years old. I know it was already 2 million years old. I'm trying to make it fun. Sure. 400 million years old. They're older than trees, older than dinosaurs. They evolved to basically be the perfect hunter. They'll only kill what they catch. And they don't eat a lot. They'll eat once a month, and they eat sick and dying fish. So what sharks do is they keep everything balanced, and they clean up the ocean. So
This is interesting. What says here, as well as keeping the ocean food web and balance, sharks also play a critical role in keeping population that they prey on genetically healthy, as well as removing disease and sickness from the ocean.
Keep me here forever.
I've never.
Well, there's a reason. And there's a reason you're afraid of them. There's a reason you hate them. Because the fishing industry is making millions and millions and millions of dollars off.
But they also attack them.
More people are killed by vending machines.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
This is one of these fake statistics. How do you die from a vending machine?
Because your Zagna bar gets stuck, and you pound the damn thing.
Dude, I am retarded, bro.
Like 38 or 40 people a year die from vending machines. More people are killed from armed.
Oh my God! At least 37 deaths and 113 injuries to take
Bro, I was starving.
resulted.
I was starving, my guy.
That's not per year.
That's what they're aware of.
I was starving, my guy.
It says the yearly risk in the U.S. of dying from a shark bite is roughly 1 in 250 million. In contrast, the yearly risk of dying from a vending machine accident is roughly 1 in 112 million. Okay, so this is the party line he's been talking.
All right, so it's basically
you came in prepared with this.
Well, I know this stuff from doing the research. So I spent 5 years making a documentary called Finn that is on. It aired during Shark Week. It was on Story Plus. Then that sold to your friend David Zaslav. So now it is on stream on Amazon.
Oh, he vapes, bro.
Right, exactly. Well, because nobody likes sharks because they don't have faces, they don't have personalities, they don't have health reports. It's not like when you say safety,
by the way, creepy. And here's the thing. This is the way I feel about sharks. I don't have a particular issue with them. But when people say like we have to live in balance with nature. Okay, but I mean let's take that to the street.
They said we don't need you.
Are we not going to try to limit the incursions
I'm really playing defense.
into our homes? I do think that at the end of the day, we should be looking at sharks. You know, when we have these seal populations that are out of control, they're nuts in where you come from. There's a documentary right now called After the Bite.
Yes.
And it's incredibly boring and wasting everyone's time. But I watch it so you don't have to. What it's about is all these people from Massachusetts with anus access. The water is the worst. But what it sharks around there, and it's created a really dangerous situation for people that want to enjoy the water. And it's become like the tough guy thing on the internet to go, hey, you're living with the sharks, you're in their home, you better be aware of that, you're taking a risk. And my thing is like, we need, I think, to really not let sharks intimidate us, and we need to see them as a threat and counter that threat.
He said, thank you,
China,
bruh.
our country, you know,
He
we are
don't
building up an arsenal right now to fight China in our Defense Department. We have trillions of dollars of money being spent on weapon systems to eventually counter China. Should we not look at sharks the same way? Should we not experiment with fences and beaches, electric fences?
Sharks are there. They don't want anything to do with us.
They don't.
The sharks are there. They exist.
They're there anyways. They don't want any more interaction with you than you want with them. What you should be afraid of is the algae. The acidic algae blooms. Look at the beaches. This is this.
I am also afraid of this.
Look up. If you want to worry about sharks close to the beach, okay, you can have shark spotters. They have in South America. Someone looks, they go, oh, there's a shark. They go back
That's
to the
only if the fins up.
You know, you can see them. You can even have
Look at that video up with that person in Egypt being mauled. I want you to defend this.
We're not going to defend it.
I want you to defend.
Hang on a second. Okay. Let's talk about the algae.
Yes.
Look up in Ventura County this summer. The beaches up below the Pacific algae blooms. Dolphins were biting. Dolphins were washing up on shore. Seals were washing up on shore. Last week, all the beaches in LA were closed because of bacteria. This is when they say the ocean is out of balance. What the sharks do, and this is
algae.
No, but they eat the fish. They keep the grouper in check. The grouper eat parrotfish. Parrotfish eat algae. So there's no sharks, right? And then you have the grouper go crazy because they're like, well, police aren't around. Let's eat all the parrotfish. So there's no parrotfish now. So the algae are like, well, hey, we're great because the grouper don't eat the algae. They've taken out the parrotfish. So now the algae spreads and it turns toxic. So animal life can live it, but it's impossible to clean. You can't fix that.
Is there no way that human beings with a vast array of resources and technology and science can fight the algae without sharks?
No, not yet. I mean, when you're talking about dumping chemicals in the ocean, the natural way to do it is sharks.
Right.
But we're pulling them out of the water for nothing. And what's the problem that...
But isn't this mainly the Chinese?
It's not. That's the myth. It's that we're selling it. It's everyone in the world does it. We just stopped. There's a fin ban, but it's legal to kill sharks. So that's why this thing started, the Alabama deep sea fishing program, which I was going to make a post about. I kept quiet, and then I saw what they did. 2 years ago, they allowed sharks. So what they did is these scientists...
Alabama
deep sea fishing program is the biggest kind of fishing bloodbath in the United States. Where thousands of boats go on a crazy fishing.
It's a show of strength.
And 2 years ago,
from humanity,
they showed they added one guy who's a bear hunter, added great hammerheads, bull sharks, tiger sharks, and people were so upset because these beautiful, magnificent apex predators.
Yeah, I really don't attack people, so I say we'll leave them alone.
But none of them attack people. It's an investigation. It's an investigative bite. When you bite a sandwich, are you attacking it? Yes. Are you going to?
Yes.
Okay, but what if it's a sandwich you don't know if you're going to like?
That's true.
You take a bite, you're like,
even if I'm biting a sandwich that I don't know if I'm going to like, the sandwich is
let's say you go to Jada and you bite a sandwich and you're like, I don't know if I want the turkey and the Munster cheese. Maybe I have the roast chicken. And you take a bite and you're not going to put it back. But you're not attacking it.
Sharks attacked 5 people over in the beginning of the summer.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
They're good people.
Yeah.
Now those people are fine. They were not taking bites.
It's an investigation. Yeah. I mean, how many fentanyl? I mean, like, there are a lot of things. More people have bees, more people have dogs. It's not fun.
You're not crusading on behalf of fentanyl.
Not yet. Not yet. I might. My next iteration.
Yeah. So this does, and here's where I will throw you a bone. This seems a little fucked up.
Well, what they did this year was not only.
But maple shark is tasty.
No, but have you measured it for mercury? It's 35 times the allowable amount of mercury in the body. So you have like Shark Girl Madison. There's Project Highway.
Well, I don't like these ocean ramblers.
I know you do. But
I have some major issues with ocean
you don't like ocean.
And I don't like the trolling of people. First of all, is it not disrespectful if we're going to respect the doctors of the sea to jump in and redirect them and tap their nose. And if I did that to my doctor in Beverly Hills, he'd be upset if I'm like, go that way, and I just touch his nose. So I don't know what Ocean Ramsey's doing. She seems a bit sick.
Well, look, Ocean is big on education.
Is that her real name?
That is her real name.
Oh, God.
And Ocean's being great with me, and I think that Ocean's main thing is
Of course she'll defend her and all of these environmentalists.
Look, there are other people that feel that people are like, why are you touching sharks at all?
That's correct.
There are plenty of people that feel
that
that
is
way.
correct.
I will completely acknowledge that. But the point is that in this rodeo, you had a guy who killed a 1,000-pound tiger shark. Brett Rutledge. Look him up. He's the winner. He won. He won $6,000 paid for by iHeartRadio. So he takes this apex predator, they slice it open in 25 babies a pound. The fishermen, so deep sea guardians, get all these videos there. And then the fishermen send a video to deep sea guardians where they've taken the 25 dead babies and mother, and they did a TikTok song Baby Shark. And that's where I was like, you know what? I mean, I understand that he has that. It's on my Instagram. And that was sent by the fishermen. So I just said, so you basically have this rodeo.
I will say this. I love Raycon earbuds because they're like the other one, but they're better and they're less expensive, and you have a 30-day happiness guarantee. You really can't lose. There's so many modes. You have 32-hour battery life, and the modes, you have awareness mode. So basically, you can be aware of things while you're listening to.
Bro, I feel like I just joined the losing team.
You can stay safe, and it's the most important thing I have in my life. The Raycon earbuds, and most people I know it's the most important thing you have on
Instagram. It's the Mississippi State, Southern Alabama University, and then the deep sea fishing rodeo. Sometimes it's going, what science is there? Now, NOAA, which is the body that's supposed to be overseeing all this stuff, Janet Coit, the head of NOAA Fisheries, says shark fishing is sustainable. My whole point is we can't eat them. It's too toxic to eat. They're down 90%, killing at least 100 billion a year. And I showed this all in the documentary. These guys, 270 million, 30,000 an hour.
Pump it up.
Conceptual maturity. They have like 8 or 9 pounds. Like, they breed basically like humans. So they killed this apex predator, cut out 25 babies, made a TikTok with it, took the prize money from iHeartRadio.
He said when you pick, you gotta turn around. He said when you got pick, you gotta turn around.
It's a real problem, and everyone is looking
He
at
said,
we say. A lot of the science labs, they don't want to they're funded by them, so they don't want to speak out against it. And the NGOs, fishing is such a powerful lobby. So I'm a film director, I can go crazy.
It's a powerful asset to have in terms of contribution. One of the things that RFK did was when RFK
Oh, you ain't gonna grab? In your face, my boy.
he went and he got, the fisherman and the hunter. He didn't go out and use words or political advice.
Stay there. Stay there.
Don't you want clean rivers? Yes. Don't you want, forests that are healthy and thriving? Yes. Okay, well, here's how to do that. And he, so I think the fishing industry can play a vital role.
Stay there.
Are we against all fishing? Are you saying that all fishing is bad?
No, I'm not.
It's the extremist point of view.
It's very
say that no one should have any fish.
2/3 of the world.
Oh, you gotta get out.
What else are you looking to there?
Just shark.
That's it.
Just shark. That's it.
Big boy. Big boy.
Honestly, the sharks, you can't do anything with it.
Sleeper build.
Well, have you ever seen when they do
the jaw?
Well, that's nice. Also, have you ever seen like on a restaurant when they do it's not quite taxidermy, but I forget how they do it, where they take the shark and they make it into something you
Into a walnut.
Yeah, put it on a
Here's
wall.
the thing. So much of the sharks are killed by bycatch anyways. They're all getting caught in gill nets and fishing. And I do think
they're not even pretty to look at.
Yeah, they're all rounded up. They have fins on them. And look, you can't. It's a pointless industry, and the reason people want to keep going is because they want nice stuff. So I'm the one who's like, I don't make my money from the fishing industry. I can just be a person and go, why are we doing this? It's all I'm saying. The whole point of the doc is, can't we just, 50 years ago, the whole world got together and looked, why are we killing whales? We need to stop. Sharks will not be able to
Whales
survive.
never attack.
Except Moby Dick.
Right. Well, whales never attack, and killer whales
Except, did you read in the where the bull sperm whale rammed that boat because that's what inspired Moby Dick. That was the first sign of intelligence. That book is incredible. Because people thought whales were mindless monsters. And the fact that it stopped and turned around and rammed Captain Polly's boat twice. And then it happened to him again. The guy got shipwrecked twice. It was insane. People started to
I understand when we exempt sharks from criticism for their behavior.
Yes.
When we say that it's not their fault that they kill somebody, and we are saying that, you know, we're calling them predators, they're apex predators, and I'm just saying, like, we should view them potentially as a threat. Shouldn't they attack us? Shouldn't they be punished?
Well, I think if you get attacked by a shark, then your chances are probably better to move a lot of your stuff by lightning. I mean, sharks. Here's the thing, Tim. You are going to be a wish for lightning. What you wish for will happen to a shark is happening.
Oh my god.
If you want sharks to be punished, it's happening.
Sorry, I had to quit that one, guys. I was getting murked. Oh, I'll be right back.
You're telling me, you're saying you don't think if sharks could, they would come on in and kill anyone?
They don't want to kill anyone.
They would be like, if they wanted to.
You're talking about sharks.
Why are you withholding this information? Ooh, I'm gonna tease you. Ooh, will I debate? Will I not debate? What are you doing? Something now having Fannie Willis live on Newsmax? Oh shit. Okay. Here's Trump on Newsmax. Dude, Newsmax is so sweet because they're like, if you've been fired from Fox News for sexual harassment, which is like, I don't know, getting fired from the Gestapo for being too much of a Nazi. You know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck do you get fired from Fox News for sexual harassment when it's like a requirement for your job, right? That's how they like elevate you in the company. Did this guy get fired? Is it Eric Bowling? Is that his name? Am I remembering my hogs right? Oh yeah. Eric Bowling is out at Fox News over sex pictures. Who wrote this article? Sex pictures. It's like typing boobs into Google to look at porn. The sex pictures, you see? Fox News is canceling the specialist, and Eric Bowling and Fox have agreed to part ways amicably. We thank Eric for 10 years of service to our loyal viewers and wish him the best of luck. Charles Payne was cleared in an internal investigation of sexual harassment claims lodged by female political analysts who was frequent guest on his program. Bowling got its final airing. The allegations against Bowling are among many to hit 21st Century Fox, which has been plagued by sexual harassment allegations since former Fox News anchor Gretchen Carlson filed suit last year against the former network's former chief executive Roger Ailes. Bill O'Reilly was pushed out. Bowling was suspended after a report from the website HuffPost that the host was sending lewd photos from his cell phone to former and current female colleagues at the network. Yeah, he denied it. Payne was investigated on charges from a female political commentator who said she was allegedly coerced in a sexual relationship with him in return for guest appearances on the network. Yeah, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Anyway, Newsmax is like, it's literally like, if you were sexually harassed, or if you were sexually harassing at Fox News to a degree that like made it untenable, made your relationship with the network untenable, unmanageable, please come over to Newsmax. You can do all the sexual harassment you want. Come over, we got you.
What are your thoughts of her? Because there's discussion that she may have some questionable background. There's some father may or may not have been a Black Panther. I think that was discussed. She's had perhaps incorrect relationships with some of the people, some gang members that she's also concentrating right now. Can she give you a fair shake? Look, I don't think the people of Georgia were acting very well, and I won it the first time, and I won it, I think, by much more the second time.
I can say that about the whole election too. I don't think they stand for us. This woman is not a capable woman. She's a woman that has, and maybe she'll change her mind. And I don't know what she's doing. I really don't know. All I know is she could have done it 2.5 years ago if she was going to do something. And this is about a perfect phone call, a call where I'm questioning the election. I'm telling them that in my opinion, the election was rigged. And they're saying that I did something incorrect. I didn't do anything wrong. I believe I won that election by many votes, many hundreds of thousands of votes. That's what I think. And I expressed that on the phone call, and I said, I don't know what the number is, like 11,000 or something. I said, what I need is 11,000 votes. I won this thing by hundreds of thousands of votes. That's my opinion. The election was rigged. And I think it's borne out by the facts, and you'll see that.
Bro, my speakers are fucking blown, bro. Dude, I was bumping so much Tory.
If they ever push him on it, he always says, "Oh, can't reveal it. It's a secret. Can't give the game away. Bye bye." You know, whenever he was asked about like any kind of foreign policy, like how will you deal with ISIS? He'd be like, be brutal. Can't tell you more. It's a secret. It's perfect for the first grade level audience. What do you mean? That's like, that is perfect. Yeah, exactly. I mean that unironically.
And we were doing very well as a country, and then all of a sudden we have this group of people running it, and they're incompetent. This Joe Biden, this is just an incompetent man, and he's crooked as you can be. So, we really do. We call him crooked Joe now, because what they've done with the election.
They really do.
To weaponize the DOJ and the FBI like he's done. People have thought about it for probably 100 years, and they do it in third world countries, but they never did it here. Where you have 3 and 4 indictments. You never had an indictment in your whole life, and now you have 3 or 4 in a period of a month. It's all because of the election. They could have done it 2.5 years ago, by the way, if they really wanted to.
This is my favorite Trump line, because no, you can't. Like, the classified documents thing could not have happened. Even the January 6th one that just came down could not have happened. The first one could not have happened 2 or 3 months ago, or 2 or 3 years ago either. Because when you were president, you wouldn't let it happen when the investigation originally started. But the second one and third one, you absolutely couldn't do, because it hadn't been an issue yet. Like, how are they supposed to prosecute him on mishandling classified documents? Oh my God, that's really good. Boy fucking cooked Steven Crowder. Has he never pumped his own gas before? Why is he doing it himself anyway? He should just make his pregnant wife do it? Oh God, that's so good. I miss them. Miss them so much.
But they never thought it was going to be necessary, but we're leading him by a lot too. We're leading not only the Republicans by, I guess, 50 and 52 points. That's a lot. But we're leading Biden by a lot. And they've weaponized everything. It's called election interference. And I don't think they're getting away with the game, because since they've done this, our poll numbers have gone up. The people in this country know, but we have a crooked guy, we have an incompetent man. I would have never said that, but when they did that, then you sort of said...
What do you mean you would have never said that? You called him... Didn't you call him sleepy and creepy?
Hey, let's take the gloves off. What they're doing to this country at the border, what they're doing to our country with taxes, they're using the environment to just destroy people. I mean, the windmills are absolutely the most expensive form of energy you can have. We have liquid gold right under our feet. We were making a fortune. And then he turned that off, and it's an environmental nightmare.
Yeah, Biden, remember when he made it illegal to pump oil in the country? It was crazy.
Some news that came out today. James Comer, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, released some documents that show that the Biden family received tens of millions of dollars from countries like Kazakhstan and Ukraine and others. One of the subtexts was there was a transfer of money, $142,300 that went from one of these foreign oligarchs right into the Devon Archer and Hunter Biden company, which they turned around the very next day and purchased a sports car, same dollar amount.
Yeah.
They're doing this type of thing, and you're answering indictments and arraignments.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, it really is incredible. And
It is. I can't believe he's running against Hunter Biden, who's currently the President of the United States of America, who is famously engaged in shady dealings with a Ukrainian company he had no business having any kind of role in. Unlike Donald Trump, who's never had a shady dealing with any foreign nationals at all that he might have delegated to his son-in-law to deal with in exchange for favors or monetary compensation while he was the president, unlike Hunter Biden, who never was the president. So, what is that argument? I mean, the idea that, like, I've admitted this so many times, Hunter Biden is a nepotism beneficiary, 100% trafficked in the Biden name. Like, he utilized the Biden name to get positions that he was not supposed to. He kind of conned a bunch of companies and maybe even foreign emissaries, right? But, like, his proximity to power is, you know, infinitely further than Donald Trump Jr. or Jared Kushner and Donald Trump. At a certain point, it's like a cheat code. It's like, well, everything that I've done is actually perfectly legal and cool, and everything that Hunter Biden has done is perfectly illegal and uncool.
And I'm answering him not for that. I'm answering because I question an election. Not only question, I totally dispute that election. I think it's ridiculous what happened, and that they allowed that to happen, and that the media doesn't want anybody to talk about it. But now we can. And we did something yesterday. You know, now that we have the subpoena power, because we now have subpoena power, all of a sudden the J6 committee, the unselects I call them, everything was deleted and destroyed. The documents, everything was deleted and destroyed. That's a criminal act. So all of that stuff, all of that nonsense you watched for a year and a half go on with all Democrats and two so-called Republicans, but they were worse than any of the Democrats, Kinzinger and Cheney. It's all been deleted and gotten rid of. They deleted it because they didn't want anybody to see it, because the real answers were there, but they didn't want to report it. That's incredible. And when you talk about Russia and you talk about money coming in, during one of the debates, if you remember, the second debate, I said, what about the mayor of Moscow's wife? $3.5 million. And Chris Wallace was like fighting me. You shouldn't ask that. You shouldn't. And nobody's mentioning that, but that was a major bone of contention, because I was saying to Chris Wallace, he got $3.5 million, and I believe it was him, indirectly or directly, and I was debating Joe Biden, not Hunter Biden. I got $3.5 million. I said, what about the $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife that was given to you? And Chris Wallace, really? I said, who am I debating? Am I debating him or am I debating you?
You bring up a good point.
What is that even? What? I don't even know what that is. And at this point, I don't even... Dude, there's so much information. I feel like this is like talking to a Sword Art Online fan who's like 11 seasons deep. And they're just trying to describe to you something, and I'm like, I missed so much. I'm sorry. I stopped watching after the 3rd episode. It was unwatchable, okay? I was like, what? How many layers are we into the Trump universe, the Trump cinematic universe, and like all the villains? The mayor of Moscow gave Joe Biden money? Mayor of Moscow's wife gave Joe Biden money? What? Like, what the fuck? It's one of those things where it's like, I don't even know what he's talking about. I've never even heard of it. And he apparently said it on the debate stage? I don't remember that. CNN fact check. Did Hunter Biden receive $3.5 million from the former mayor of Moscow's wife? Trump claimed the Biden son, Hunter Biden, got $3.5 million payment from the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. Why is it, just out of curiosity, the mayor of Moscow's wife gave her son $3.5 million? Hunter Biden denies the allegation. Hunter Biden was not an owner of the firm Senate Republicans alleged received $3.5 million in payments in 2014. Hunter Biden had no interest in and was not a co-founder of Rosemont Seneca Thornton, so the claim that he was paid $3.5 million is false. A partisan investigation conducted by Senate Republicans whose report was released this month alleged that Elena Baturina, a Russian businesswoman, the wife of late Moscow Yuri Loskow. And the payment was identified as a consultancy agreement. The report did not provide any other details about the transaction. Hunter Biden was a co-founder and CEO of the investment firm Roseman Seneca Advisors. But Hunter Biden did not co-found Roseman Seneca Thornton. It's not clear what connection exists between Roseman Seneca Advisors and Roseman Seneca Thornton. Neither the Senate report nor Trump have provided any evidence that the payment was corrupt or that Hunter Biden committed any wrongdoing. What assassination happened in Ecuador? What? How do you guys find out about like crazy shit? Presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio assassinated at a campaign event in the Quito area on the evening of August 9th.
Quito, Mablito!
2 weeks ago, mayor of
Quito,
Ecuadorian
Mablito.
city of Manta assassinated and attacked. What's happening, bro? Right winger wasn't our guys.
Alright, y'all. We ain't tired. I'll see y'all
What's
later.
happening?